Celtic have been linked to Lennon Miller for what feels like years now, despite his young age. We will go over the huge news surrounding his move to Celtic, whilst going over all the latest Celtic news from the last 24 hours. But first, make sure you like this video and subscribe to the channel for more Celtic content. Celtic are weighing up a move for Swedish international Benjamin Nygren. The 23-year-old currently plies his trade with Danish side Nordsjælland, where he's enjoyed an impressive season, netting 15 goals and supplying 2 assists in 28 league starts. With only 6 months remaining on his current deal, the versatile attacker could be prized away for as little as £2 million. Nygren has also confirmed that he will not be extending his stay in Denmark beyond the end of the year, putting his club in a position where they are likely to cash in now rather than lose him for free. Capable of playing on either flank, in the hole as a no 10, Nygren's adaptability is viewed as a major asset. Celtic scouts have watched him in recent months and remain interested as the transfer window nears. Sunsport says that FC Copenhagen and Belgian outfit Anderlecht are also monitoring the situation closely. The Swede's form at club level has translated well onto the international stage too. He has 2 goals in just 4 senior appearances for his country. With uncertainty lingering around Rio Hatate's future and Celtic's desire to inject more creativity into their midfield, a cut-price deal for Nygren could be one of the smarter moves of the summer window. Now, for the main story, Celtic remain admirers of Motherwell midfielder Lennon Miller, but contrary to some recent claims, there has been no fresh approach from the club this summer. The 18-year-old has enjoyed a meteoric rise, culminating in a senior Scotland debut against Iceland. It's true that Celtic held internal discussions about a possible move for the highly rated midfielder during the January window. However, the club were met with resistance at that time and chose not to pursue it further. While the Parkhead side continues to keep an eye on Miller's development, they've not re-entered negotiations this summer. Despite interest from abroad and some noise from down south, with English clubs eyeing the player, there's been no official contact from Celtic in this window. Furthermore, it's understood Motherwell have yet to set a formal asking price for Miller, who is entering the final year of his current deal. The Fir Park club's position earlier this year was firm, but there's a sense that the optimal window to secure a premium fee may have already passed. As it stands, Celtic are not engaged in any active negotiations over the teenager. That doesn't mean interest has disappeared, but suggestions that an offer is being prepared or a renewed bid is imminent are wide of the mark. In other news, despite a growing chorus of Celtic supporters voicing their hope for a potential return, there's no solid indication that Ajer is on his way back to Glasgow. The Norwegian defender, who made over 170 appearances for Celtic and played a key role during Brendan Rodgers' first spell in charge, is facing an uncertain future at Brentford. Ajer has been urged by Norway manager Ståle Solbakken to find a new club so that he can get regular game time in his preferred position of centre-back. Ajer's situation has naturally led to speculation, with some fans on social media linking the towering defender with a return to Parkhead. However, there's been no credible report to support those claims. In fact, his next move could take him to Serie A. Reports in Italy suggest Bologna are keeping close tabs on the 27-year-old, having scouted him during Norway's World Cup qualifiers Italy. With the Italian side preparing to defend their first major trophy since 1974, the Coppa Italia, and looking to strengthen both their defence and midfield, Ajer's versatility makes him an attractive option. The Norwegian arrived at Celtic in 2016 as a central midfielder before being converted into a central defender by Rodgers. His time at the club brought major success, including multiple league titles and domestic cups, and left him with a strong connection to the Celtic support. But with interest from clubs in Europe's top leagues and a desire for consistent top-flight minutes, Ajer may look to continue his career away from Scotland, even if a return to paradise would be welcomed warmly by many. In other news, Paulo Bernardo is back in the spotlight tonight as he lines up for Portugal under-21s in their opening match of the UEFA U21 European Championship against France. The match kicks off at 8 p.m. and will be shown live on Channel 4/7, with the tournament being covered across Channel 4's platforms, including YouTube. The 23-year-old midfielder starts for his country despite technically being over the age threshold. He's eligible to play under UEFA rules, which allow players who were within the age limit at the start of the qualification campaign to continue through the finals. Bernardo boasts considerable experience at this level, earning his 29th cap for Portugal's under-21 side tonight. The competition is set to feature many of Europe's most promising young talents, and this evening's clash with France is expected to be one of the standout fixtures of the group stage. For Celtic fans, it's another opportunity to see Bernardo and some other top youngsters in action as the club continues to weigh up its midfield options for the coming campaign. Tonight's match will also be played under UEFA's newly introduced rule concerning goalkeepers and time wasting. As trialled from this tournament onward, any keeper holding the ball for longer than 8 seconds could see the opposition awarded a corner kick, replacing the previous indirect free kick punishment. In other news, Lennon Miller has addressed ongoing speculation surrounding his future, playing down the transfer noise while acknowledging the attention from top clubs. The Motherwell midfielder, who made his full Scotland debut against Liechtenstein on Monday, has been linked with a move away from Fir Park this summer. Celtic have held a long-standing interest in the 18-year-old and were among the clubs to make an approach in January, though no agreement was reached. Despite being admired by Parkhead scouts, it's revealed that no contact has been made this summer, and it's understood Motherwell haven't placed any valuation on the player. With only a year remaining on his current deal, the club face a pivotal window if they hope to secure a significant fee. Speaking to the media, Miller said, "You never know. I've got a year left on my contract, so my focus is to go back into pre-season, work as hard as I can and get ready for the season. You get these big clubs mentioned, but it is only speculation. You just need to try and focus on what you're doing and that will all take care of itself," he concluded. While Celtic's interest hasn't moved forward since the winter, the club continue to monitor Miller's situation. He looks to be an exceptional talent, starring with Motherwell throughout the season. When he stepped onto the international scene, playing 20 minutes against Iceland before getting a start against Liechtenstein, he didn't look out of place. Premier League newcomers Sunderland have also been credited with strong interest and are reportedly considering a sizable bid. They are in the market for a midfield replacement after the sale of Jobe Bellingham. Lastly, more details have emerged on UEFA's new rule change that will come into effect across all their competitions tonight. The tweet concerns how long a goalkeeper is allowed to hold onto the ball and the consequences if they overstay their welcome. Beginning with the UEFA Under-21 Championship, goalkeepers will now be penalised with a corner kick to the opposition if they hold the ball for more than 8 seconds without being challenged. This replaces the previous rule which allowed 6 seconds, with infringement punished by an indirect free kick. It wasn't always strictly applied. The rule states that the 8-second count starts once the goalkeeper is in full control of the ball and no longer under any pressure. The referee will then visibly count down the final 5 seconds, allowing the goalkeeper to be fully aware. Should an attacker interfere or challenge during this countdown, the referee will halt it and instead award an indirect free kick in favour of the goalkeeper. It's a rule that could draw serious interest in Scottish football, especially among Celtic fans who have seen opposition goalkeepers push the limits repeatedly. In Celtic's last home league game of the season against St Mirren, away keeper Zach Hemming was frequently criticised for his time-wasting tactics. On several occasions, Hemming held onto the ball for around 30 seconds per possession, effectively chewing through chunks of the match. The new directive looks to address such frustration and speed up the tempo of games. The new rule will come into play from next season. Let's hope it's applied consistently. What are your thoughts on these? Let us know down in the comment section below. Make sure you've liked this video and subscribe to the channel for more Celtic content.